Hey there, it's Lacy J from Space Bear Media, the makers of Lost in My 40s. Did you know that you can go to spacebearmedia.com right now to access all our content, including our weekly video pre-shows where your hosts ponder ethical questions related to the week's episode and answer some fun questions just for, well, fun. Speaking of fun, if you have it thanks to our content, please consider rating or reviewing Lost in My 40s on your favorite app, or recommend us to a friend who loves Lost. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Lost in My 40s. Season 2, Episode 8. It's called Collision. It's an Lucia episode. I'm going to be giving it to you. Had I known that Christy was going to hate this character so fucking much, I might have given the episode to her. But this is the one where we find out that her hate is probably justified. So,
and for that reason, Christy will not be joining us today.
No, but I made a lot of notes.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, boy.
I bet,
Yeah.
Before we dive in, Benjamin, can you update us? Where are our power rankings right now?
Our power rankings are, let's see, who's in first? Well, Mr. Echo is in first. Are we doing we're doing 7, so let me figure. Yes, Mr. Echo's definitely in first place.
We're doing episode 8. Oh, you're looking at 7. Got it.
Yeah, I'm looking at 7.
Right.
So Mr. Echo is in the lead with 56 points. Kate is in second place with 29.
Holy cow, he's killing it.
Yeah, and actually Hurley is in third place. I think this may be his first time. No, never mind. Hurley and Helen have been in that same place for quite a while. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, actually Hurley and Helen, they're still there.
I mean, who doesn't love Peggy Bundy?
That's right.
Okay.
And well, then we got last place. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Don't rush me. Don't be hasty. We've got Randy Douchebag Nations in last place with Mr. Cooper behind him. And
Giggity.
In third from last, it looks like we've got Susan.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
That cunt.
Yes.
But, yeah, she's a cunt. Fuck that girl. Are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I don't
Christy,
know.
are you good and angry?
There may be a little too much anger for this to be a good episode.
No, I think it's going to be good. Let's just dive right in.
All right.
Well, thank you, Christy. I'm going to go ahead and fucking do that. This episode starts in a flashback. Lucia is putting bullets into the head of a shadow on a piece of paper at the shooting range. She's like 5 rounds right in the head and then another 5 in the heart. Her face is stone cold, but I feel like maybe she has sort of a resting kind of bitch face. It's possible. So then she's in an office talking to what appears to be a therapist. He brings up Danny, and Lucia tells him that Danny left and it's over.
He's no longer here, Mrs. Torrance.
So she says she thinks that she's better off alone. They chat for a little bit more, and the therapist basically tells her that he thinks she's better than when they first met 4 months ago, and he hands her a police badge and welcomes her back to the force. So that is when we find out
I wish instead of going to see a
cop.
I wish instead of going to see a therapist, she had gone to see an analyst therapist.
Oh my God. Can you tell we're watching Arrested Development?
Oh.
And an analrapist.
He's trying to bring up anal rapist. Okay.
So I kind of figured Anna Lucia was either a cop or in the military, just by the way she was in the first few episodes.
Oh, did you?
Searching the bodies.
Yeah, or gang.
Anal.
Or gang.
No.
Anal Lucia? Yeah.
Oh my God. No, Christy, one of the characters on Arrested Development, he, like, on his business card tried to write, like, analysis and therapist.
Analyst.
And so he wrote
Analyst.
Analyst and therapist. Yeah. So his business card said anal rapist.
But as he said,
anyways,
I was the first anal rapist.
Yes, the first anal rapist. Okay. Shall we go back to the island?
Sure.
All right. So Anna is... We basically come back to the same moment that we've now seen, 3 or 4 times. And Anna is like kind of slowly realizing that she has shot and killed one of the originals. Saeed is staring at her enraged. He stands up, he puts Shannon's body down because he's holding her, gets up, walks toward Anna while pulling his gun out. We're about to have like a fucking gunfight. Michael screams, "Saeed, no!" And Mr. Echo tackles Saeed to the ground. They fight over the gun. It's kind of hot, beating the shit out of each other.
I was thinking that too, because I just rewatched that part a little while ago tonight. And yes.
Yeah.
It was hot watching them roll around in the mud.
Yeah, it's a little bit hot.
Did you want to see them
had a
kiss?
Threesome. Maybe, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to point out when they're on the ground rolling around and doing whatever you guys think is sexy, Saeed like kicks him, and he kicks him like from the ground. And I'm like, I always love it when they do this type of stuff in shows. Like he's on the ground and somehow he throws this full kick that sends Mr. Echo flying. Something tells me that dude,
honestly, Mr. Echo, like, go ahead. No,
Yeah.
Saeed is a beast, but Mr. Echo is like way bigger than him.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like Saeed's not a beast. He's more like a Wolverine. Like he's vicious and he's tough, but he's not very big. Where Echo is like a, I don't know, like a marauding war elephant.
Yeah, he's fucking huge. He looks like he's like
huge.
part of Wakanda. All right. So, anywho's right when it looks like Saeed might prevail in this fight, Anna Lucia bashes him over the head with her gun. So Saeed drops his, she picks up both guns and tells everybody to stop moving, and she's like wildly pointing the gun at Michael, Jin, Bernard, and Libby for some fucking reason.
Yeah,
and
not very good police training.
Seriously,
no, man.
and
she
they're
bang crazy.
They're all just kind of staring at each other in disbelief. Like, is she really holding us at gunpoint? And then we get the lost title screen. So
I imagine all of them were actually like, can we just go to the lost screen before she fucking shoots one of us?
Seriously. Now y'all know why I don't like the bitch.
No Alec Baldwin.
Was that a Sawyer impression?
No, that was just...
I think that actually may have been the best Sawyer impression of the episode so far.
Well, now I'm fucking offended. So let's continue.
You had a pretty good one not too long ago. You're getting better.
Okay. So we come back to the exact same moment after the title screen, and Anna is, she asked Mr. Echo, to check Saeed for other weapons. Michael is yelling at her to stop, and she fires the gun. Bernard is like, Anna? And totally in shock. She's waving the gun around like a lunatic, telling everybody to not move. And Michael just straight up asks her if she's crazy.
Okay.
This bitch is fucking psycho.
I'm gonna jump in right there. When somebody is brandishing a weapon and they're clearly not in control, don't call them
crazy.
Don't call them crazy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well,
because if the answer is yes, then you just took one to the chest.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's never a good idea to poke the bear.
But if they are, they're probably going to do it anyway, so...
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, so she wants Mr. Echo to tie Saeed up, but he tells her no, like he doesn't want any part of this.
He's not having her shit.
No. So instead, she points the gun at Libby and forces her to do it. Excuse me. Libby is imploring her that they need to get Sawyer to the doctor or he'll also die. And Anna just says, I know what I'm doing.
Nope.
No, she doesn't.
No, I don't think you do. Yeah.
I love how Echo, when she asks him to tie him up, and Echo just says no. That's it.
Yep.
His look says everything. His look says everything.
Yep.
He's great. I love that actor. Yeah, I love the actor. He's great. So, after Anna declares she knows what she's doing, we flash back into the second one. And she is now walking through the precinct wearing her street uniform, I guess is what you call that. And she
That
walks into
it looks terrible. I prefer the low-rise jeans and the leather vest. That's just me.
Over the cop outfit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It makes her look a little dumpy, which we all know she's not. So,
Yeah, well, I don't think police uniforms are particularly flattering because you have to wear a lot of stuff around your waist. So it just
Yeah,
makes
they're
you
really
look-
not flattering to women in general.
Yeah. So, anyways, she goes into the office of her captain and asks for her new assignment. And
Which
when
is played
she's
by
told,
the actress Rachel Ticotin.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
She was in Total Recall.
Oh,
She played his love, the other love
Yes.
interest, not Sharon Stone, but the other one. She was also in Falling Down. You remember that movie? Michael
Oh, where he
Douglas,
goes-
where he goes
Yes,
just
that's a
absolutely
Michael Douglas
batshit
movie,
crazy.
yeah.
Coastal in a
Yeah.
traffic jam. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Oh, okay.
She was
Saw that at the theater.
she was the cop kind of partner of Robert Duvall in that one.
Okay. So, anyways, she tells Anna that she's been assigned to evidence, and that pisses her off because that means she will be behind a desk. She demands to be put back in a car, and the captain reminds her that she was involved in an officer-involved shooting, and so that makes the answer no. And then Anna asks her in Spanish if she's doing this because she's her captain or because she's her mother. And the captain says both. And
I got a question here. So she goes into Spanish. Do they only do that to drive home that they're like mother and daughter? Like why she
think
just
so.
all of a sudden switches to Spanish?
Yeah, I think so because it's probably the language she spoke growing up, and it's the one they're most familiar with. Maybe
Make it more
I don't know.
personal than professional.
Right,
Yeah.
more personal. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Right.
talking to you like at home,
mom,
not
not
at work.
as- yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Anna just basically begs her to be in a car and sort of threatens that maybe she'd prefer a transfer or something like that. And so her mother gives in and says she'll give her
Caved, like
that. Yeah,
nobody's
like nothing.
business.
Yeah, it's like, okay. And then like some other cop pops in the room to interrupt and says that there's an important phone call for Ana Lucia. And then like her mother basically just says, they got you a cake. Try to act surprised. So
Thanks,
They're
Mom,
welcome.
for ruining that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as she
welcoming
walks into
Anna
the room,
back.
the cake's moving right at her and she shoots it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So back on the beach, Jack is filling up water bottles from the like little reserve thing they have made out of their endless supply of tarps. And Rose offers him some fruit, and then a golf ball comes flying into the water. Further down the beach, Hurley, Charlie, and Kate are betting on hitting golf balls. And Charlie sarcastically tells Kate that Hurley is worth $150 million, so he can build her a golf course. And Hurley just says, ignore him, he's an idiot.
Which is true.
Yes.
Well, no, you think Hurley's an idiot?
No.
Oh, no,
No,
you
Charlie's
think
an
Charlie's
idiot.
an idiot.
Charlie.
Charlie's an idiot.
Sorry. Yeah. You think Charlie's an idiot. I don't think Charlie's an idiot. I think Charlie's
I don't
just...
think he's an idiot. I know he's an idiot.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
well,
with you.
Excuse me. All right. I fucking hate all your Charlie hate, too. All right. So
He's useless.
he's a hobbit.
Be
Can I
that as it
continue
may.
with that? Okay.
You may.
Jack walks up and tries to give Kate some like pointers because he's a doctor, and so I guess that means he also knows how to play golf.
I
And-
actually said it out loud before the character said it out loud.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
He was like,
That's funny.
he was like, Kate. And I was like, well, he's a doctor. And he goes,
Right.
I'm a doctor. And duh.
Yep.
So Kate gets like a little grin on her face and challenges him to 3 holes.
Wow. I don't really think that's a challenge.
No.
I'd be like, hey, Kate, all right, 3 holes, and not in the order that you would think.
Right. No ATM.
All right. In the jungle, Mr. Echo is trying to give
The
Sawyer
mighty
some...
jungle.
It did sound like
The
I was
lion
going to
sleeps
bust
at
into
night.
that, didn't it?
Yes. Bohema whip, bohema whip.
So Mr. Echo is trying to give Sawyer some water, and Libby is pleading with Ana Lucia to continue to the camp. She says that everyone will understand it was an accident, but Anna is not so convinced that that will be the case. So Saeed, tied to a tree now, wakes up and starts screaming to be untied. Mr. Echo puts Sawyer over his shoulder and takes off for the Originals camp. He's just not having it. Anna begs him.
At this point, I'm fairly sure that Mr. Echo knows about our power rankings.
Yes.
All right. So at this point, Anna begs him, like, don't leave me here, because they obviously, they've got quite a bond. But he does it anyways. He's not going to let Sawyer die.
She specifically says he would let you die, and he says, I'm not doing it for him.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
So Echo isn't answering to Sawyer or Ana Lucia or anybody else on the island. Echo is answering to a higher power, and you know what? If that's what gets him through, I'm not going to try to take that away from him.
I just think he's an echo of Jesus in all of our hearts.
Jesus.
You took it further than I was going to.
I tend to.
Flashback number 3. Anna is now riding in the cop car with her partner. They chat a little bit.
Again?
It's Abraham.
Again, played by Michael Cudlitz. And I'm going to tell something to Cindy. You're not the only one who's good with faces, Cindy.
Jesus.
What?
Coming at Cindy. She's been gone for 2 episodes.
Yeah.
He's got to come at her.
I'm still here. And I'm good with faces.
He becomes Abraham on The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who that was.
Holy shit.
I didn't even know he was in that show.
My favorite line that he said when someone purposefully got pregnant, he said to the guy, when you were pouring the Bisquick, were you trying to make pancakes?
Oh my God. Wait, are you telling me somebody on The Walking Dead purposefully got pregnant after a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
No, things aren't all terrible.
My favorite line of his was from was from Grosse Point Blank, and the line was, "You want to do some blow?"
Oh yeah, he isn't okay.
Yeah,
wow.
He's in Band of Brothers. That dude ends up everywhere.
Yeah,
he's one of those actors. That's like my dream career, where you're just sort of everywhere, but nobody really knows who you are, so you have anonymity, or I shouldn't say that, privacy or something. Okay,
because,
you know
again,
who he is.
I'm good with faces, so.
All right.
Just like Cindy.
Oh, my God. Okay. So they're in the car. They chat a little bit about her breakup with Danny. And then she kind of notices that they seem to be driving through a safe neighborhood and asks if that was her mother's idea. He admits that it was, like, for her first day back. They hear a call on the radio for a domestic disturbance. Anna quickly grabs it, lies about how close they are to the area, and takes the assignment. And when they arrive, a man and a woman...
and the car name was 8 Adam 16.
Really?
Their car was 8 Adam 16. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, when they're responding to it, they say,
it.
like, 8 Adam 16, we're en route, or whatever they said. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't notice the numbers at that point. Thanks, Ben. So, anyways, they get to this domestic disturbance. There's a guy like holding a TV and a woman holding a screaming baby, and they are fighting. And she's claiming that he's stealing the TV and he should be arrested. Well, Anna and her partner walk up in this scene, and Anna, it looks like she just has some kind of PTSD episode or something happens. And she loses her shit and pulls out her gun and points it at the guy.
Out on patrol.
I mean, this is nuts. Yeah. So she pulls her gun out, points it at the guy, and she's like yelling, "Put your hands where I can see them." So, of course, he drops the TV and smashes it. And her partner's like trying to calm the situation down. And he's trying to handle the domestic disturbance and also get Anna's attention. And just keeps saying, "Anna, put away your weapon. Anna, put away your weapon." And, or holster your weapon, I guess is the line. Yeah. And she finally complies with what he is saying.
Now, it was definitely an overreaction. Like what she did that was not cool.
Yeah, the guy was holding a TV. It's not like you could draw a gun.
Yeah,
True.
I mean, yeah.
What
the
I
whole
didn't
situation
notice
was ridiculous.
because I, did watch it multiple times, and knowing what happens later, the thing that ultimately triggers her is the baby crying.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
And the dog.
I think it's really, really just the baby, and not even that the baby's crying, but what we know about a baby within this episode.
Right. Later on.
Yeah.
Later on, right. Okay.
So it triggers her in multiple ways.
Well, we go back to the jungle, and Anna is sitting there kind of with her elbows on her knees, and she's holding the gun. Libby's trying to talk to her into letting Saeed go, but Anna is absolutely convinced that he is going to come after her. Michael gets up to give Saeed some water, and Anna points the gun at him and tells him to sit down. And go ahead.
I want to interject because what she says here is, I killed someone he loves.
Yeah, she did.
Which is the ultimate in projection when we know what happens in this episode. So she knows
that's a good point, because she knows
how
did,
she dealt with it. Exactly.
And so obviously he would do the same. Yeah, that's a good point, babe. Good call on the projection there. So Michael calls her bluff and just kind of looks her right in the face and says, "You want to shoot me? Shoot me." And she does not. Michael gives
some balls there.
Yeah. So Michael gives Saeed some water and kind of quickly explains who Anna is and who the backenders are, and that the others took Waltz.
I was kind of loving Michael in this moment. He's like, I'm going to give him some water.
He became useful for a moment.
Me over it, bring it.
Yeah.
So I love that he stood up to her to take care of his.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's Anna Lucia too, I know.
I think Michael's just fucking had enough. I mean, his kid's gone, and he's just like, I cannot deal with this bullshit.
He should just go jump off a cliff then. Save us all the trouble.
And I know that I have a lot of Anna Lucia hate, but y'all are all going to admit that she's fucked up in this episode.
Well, she's, So we head over to the golf course. Kate drops a ball, takes a whack, and lands in the green just inches from the flag. Jack's face then is hilarious. And so Jack does the same, but then sends the ball flying fucking sideways into the jungle. And of course, he looks like, oh boy, now
he knew there was 3 holes and he just shot too early. I mean, that's all it was.
Or just get her in the jungle to get to those 3 holes.
That's true.
God. So they trek into the wilderness to try to find this fucking ball. He sees it and he moves a bunch of rocks around to kind of like prep to hit the ball out of, what would like a
loose
sand trap. Yeah, a jungle trap or whatever.
Yeah.
And so as he's doing that, this look of fucking terror comes over Kate's face as she's staring over his shoulder. He turns around and there is Mr. Echo looking like psychotic jungle man with an unconscious Sawyer over his shoulders. And he just is like, "There's the doctor."
Well, and Jack is holding up his golf club with one hand. A fucking golf club is going to do anything to stop Echo.
It's better than it's better than one of those boomerang weapons, though.
True, but also, Echo's asking for the doctor. I mean, he's probably the one holding the golf club.
Plus, Plus, you got to admit, it's sort of tough from Jack's position. It's sort of tough. Like you think you're gonna play 3 holes with Kate, and then you figure out Mr. Echo's already been there.
Oh my God,
man! I mean that just if that doesn't make you feel inadequate.
Are we assuming Mr. Echo has a big cock? Actually, I've seen his cock. He does full frontal on Oz. Yeah, on Oz.
Yeah.
You get the whole shebang. Yep, it's very nice looking. I can remember.
I'm betting it is.
I called him an elephant earlier. There's a reason for that.
So it'd be a hot dog down the hallway.
Yeah. So, oh my God. Anywho, Mr. Echo definitely has nice junk. So, in the hatch, Locke is sitting at the computer doing a crossword puzzle. He's answering the question, who is Enkidu's friend? When Jack and Kate come bursting in with Sawyer. Jack says he's got a fever. They need to get him in the shower to cool him down. Gives Kate some gives Cade some instructions on like how to help, what he needs to take care of Sawyer. Locke wants to know what happened, but Jack just points out the beeping that's going on, tells him to go, push the button or whatever. Mr. Echo is walking through the hatch with like a face full of wonder, and he notices the Dharma Initiative symbols on the wall. And then he just sort of comes like kind of face to face with Locke, or they're about 5 feet from each other when they notice each other.
I love this scene.
Oh, it's so good. The way they look at each other, and Locke just sort of says, hello. And Mr. Echo responds, hello.
Hello.
And they just stare at each other for a little while. This is
it's a pretty great moment.
It's a pretty great moment. And it's the men of faith meeting each other for the first time. So,
but different faith, like a very different faith.
Well, of course. I just mean, the ones that would rely on that word, unlike, Dr. Bronze, who is not. So, did you have something you wanted to say, Christy?
I don't know if are you hearing Daisy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's in the recording.
Yeah. So,
okay.
This is going to sound ridiculous. She's yelling at me because she wants me to go fluff her blanket.
Oh my God. Okay. Go fluff her blanket. Bernard and Libby want to know what Anna's plan is. Saeed says aloud she has no plan, only her guilt and her gun. Which I was like, wow.
Yes.
So Anna tells Michael to go to the camp, get a pack with ammo, blanket, clothes, socks, medicine.
I love how she says, I want ammo, at least half.
Of what they have. Yep, she does say that. She wants half
Which is funny because
how does she know
how does she know? I'd come back with 3 bullets and be like, "Hey, we had 6 shells, so here's 3 of them. They're all different calibers, by the way. So have fun."
Well, I think when she asks, because when she says, "Do you have ammo?" I think Michael says, "Yeah, a few boxes." I'm pretty sure.
He doesn't say of what calibers. He just says a few boxes. So
well, yeah, there's that too. But so what she wants is for him to bring all of these supplies to her, and I guess is like she's just going to take off and live solo in the jungle. Michael doesn't want to leave Saeed there, but Jin says he'll stay and watch him in his sort of like nonverbal way that he does. And so Michael agrees. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go get the shit, whatever. And Libby is like trying to tell Anna that she can't possibly live out in the jungle alone. But Anna says, I'm already alone.
Aww,
anybody want to talk about how sad that is?
No.
No. Hater. All right. So
yeah, Christy, how do you feel about that?
Yes.
I don't like her.
No.
All right.
Really?
So flashback number 4. Anna and her partner are getting back to the precinct after that day.
Do you notice where they park?
Yeah, it's like a parking garage.
No. I mean, like where they park in the parking garage. Like it is a dick place to park. Like they park right in the area where you're not supposed to park. And I don't know really what the protocol is when you're a cop and you're in a place with other cop cars. But I think that was a real dick move where they parked.
Did that really bother you a lot?
I didn't notice. I mean, were they parked in a handicap spot or something? Bad?
Or like blocking the where people could walk?
Well, you know how they have those areas where they have it like they have the yellow paint and then there's like a bunch of like lines within the yellow paint that basically says like don't fucking park here. They parked right on that and then got out and walked out. And it was just like,
I didn't notice that.
Couldn't you just pull into the spot right next to that? Like I don't know.
They're cops. They can park where the fuck they want.
I get that, but they're cops. They're cops in the precinct parking lot.
In the cop garage, yeah.
So again, it's a question of it's a question of protocol here.
That was a big
Is that
cop
like where we store cops in the cop garage?
Yeah.
All right. So anywho's, Anna and her partner return to the precinct and park like fucking assholes. He's upset with her and they start to argue, but then are interrupted by another cop who says, Anna Lucia, your guy, we got him. And now she is looking through some one-way glass. Her mother is telling her that the guy confessed to shooting Anna. All they need is her to identify him. And so Ana Lucia says that's not the guy. Her mother is kind of miffed at that. She's a little upset, wants to know why Anna would do that. And she says something like, he put 4 hollow points through your vest and tried to kill you.
Bullshit.
Hollow points will go through a vest.
Nah,
hollow points don't go through a vest.
They're not going to go through a vest.
Because they flatten.
They're meant to go through soft.
Hollow.
They mentioned, they go through soft tissue and then they expand and almost
destroy
like explode.
It inside the tissue. Yeah.
So you would need like a steel core round. You need something that was like solid metal to go through a vest. Like I'm assuming unless it was a really shitty vest. Yeah.
Oh.
I thought black talons were jacketed hollow points.
They're supposedly armored piercing. They're illegal.
No, I didn't know that.
Now.
Yeah, I remember they're illegal for sure. Yeah. Okay, we're sorry, off track.
Yeah, we're digressing. Discussing ammo.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, Anna once again says it's not him and just leaves. We get a brief scene of Ana Lucia and she kneels next to Shannon's dead body and just kind of I was about to say takes a deep breath right when you made the fart sound.
How's it smell?
So anywho's
decomposing.
We just have it. It's like 30 seconds maybe of a scene, and that's the whole thing, if that. And then we're back in the hatch. Mr. Echo discovers the room full of guns. He looks concerned about that. Locke asks him what happened in the jungle, and Mr. Echo tells him a girl was accidentally shot. When he describes her, Locke says, Shannon. And then Locke asks again about the other backenders. He wants Mr. Echo to take him to where they are, but Echo is like, glances at the gun room or whatever, and then just kind of shakes his head no. He's not. He doesn't want any more violence. So
knowing what you know about him, like, in later episodes, he is exceptionally good at conflict avoidance right now. Like I think his whole thing is like, I'm here almost like this is a new chance. I'm not going to be that guy.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And we'll talk about it more next week when we get his backstory. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. There is a moment, which we will see in that episode, where his mind changes and he kind of becomes the Echo that we know. Yeah. So, anywho's, Kate makes it back to the hatch with some antibiotics. Jack is trying to get Sawyer to swallow them, but is kind of struggling with the process. Kate climbs into the bed and she's cradling Sawyer and like whispering into his ear and
it just eats Jack up too.
Oh
yeah,
this is one of my
this is to the jelly school.
Oh my god!
But Mr. Echo got there first, and now Sawyer's going to get there.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah, poor guy. I love his acting in this scene though. It's one again, no lines, just his face. So jealous.
Jack is jelly. We're gonna have to send Jack to the jelly school.
Is that a thing? I mean, really, like, what's a jelly school?
Have you not seen South Park? They're talking about
not
the
in
little
20
girl.
years.
I don't know. There was a whole thing about, are you jelly? Are we going to have to send you to the jelly school?
Well, I mean, I know jelly is like the lingo. I just didn't know there was a school for it.
It was part of the episode. Oh my god, I'm so fucking old.
There's
Is referring to South Park making me old?
I mean,
yes,
we're all the same
is.
fucking age, but yeah.
Isn't it still on?
I have no idea.
I didn't know jelly had a school, but I knew it had a time. So does peanut butter.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat.
What the?
Okay, well, three of us got that one.
Derek, if you don't understand what the fuck Ben and I are talking about, you can almost
always Family Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've never seen that, so.
It's almost always Family Guy.
Yeah, just type in peanut butter jelly time and look at images and you'll see what we're talking about.
Okay.
Honestly, guys, I have no fucking clue where we were in this episode.
I think that Bernard is
Jelly
about to
School.
tell. Yeah.
Sawyer was getting cradled by Kate.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawyer's getting
and
cradled.
Jack is Jelly.
And Jack is Jelly. Okay.
Bernard's talking to Anna now. That's where we are.
Yeah.
Bernard tells Anna that he's leaving. He's like, fuck this. I'm going to the Originals camp. I want to see my wife. He tells her that he's grateful for everything that she's done, but he just, like, he's got to go.
Have you noticed how smooth and flawless her skin looks?
Who? Anna?
Anna Lucia.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Like, yeah, she has not, the elements don't touch her, it seems.
She just have like a scratch on her face.
And even all the partying she did whenever she wasn't working.
Oh, God.
She actually got in trouble in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, we know this. We've talked about this.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
On a podcast already, I think.
I think we talked about it last week.
Woo!
Yep.
Fuck. All right. So,
Okay.
I don't remember last week, man. A lot happened.
Libby, she says she's leaving too. And she has the fucking nerve to say to Anna Lucia that she doesn't think that she's a good judge of character. And she says, I was there when you put Nathan into the pit.
Oh,
But
Yeah,
Libby
you were there.
was egging her on.
totally.
What the fuck? That's exactly, you were there. You were, oh, God, that pissed me off.
I got several words for you, Libby. 1, self-reflection, and 2, bra.
Yes.
Put on a fucking bra. Come on, girl.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, no, that does not fly. You do not get to tell women what to do with their tatas, and if she doesn't want to wear a bra, she doesn't have to.
I wouldn't say that if she hadn't been such a dick about the whole like Nathan thing, but man, she really needs to get a fucking grip.
Yeah. I mean, this is great. Like
support.
the way she comes. Oh my God.
Support. Underwire, yeah.
I would grip that. I'd give that support.
Hell yeah.
I bet you would.
Yeah.
They show her in later episodes that she's totally cute. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Like her backstory or whatever, which earmuffs.
She had been traipsing through a jungle.
yeah,
Right, exactly. So, anywho's, Libby says this horrible fucking thing to Anna Lucia. And Anna she's, okay, whatever, tells Jin to go too. And Saeed nods at Jin, like that it's okay. And the three of them leave. And Anna sits down on a log while Saeed stares at her. And we cut to Michael. He's running through the jungle and then pops out.
Coral.
He's not yelling for Walt at this point. He's just headed back to the beach, but he pops out right in the middle of Sun's garden.
At least she ain't naked
like
this
Sun's
time.
Yeah, he wants her garden.
He's
hey,
you want to play 3 holes?
Oh my God.
Jesus.
You want to go bowling?
So she's tending to her plants when he pops out, and she is in complete fucking shock when she sees him. Obviously, her head goes right to Jin. And as he begins to speak, just kind of like a look of horror comes over her face. I don't want to hear it because she's afraid she's going to hear, Jin's dead or something.
Yeah.
Right. And so Michael says, it's okay. Jin's fine. And then explains to her, like, I don't have time to talk about this. I have to find Jack right now. So Jack's in the hatch, and he's questioning Mr. Echo. He wants to know where the backenders are.
It's an aggressive form of questioning. And I like, if I were Jack, I would back the fuck off. This is not the guy you get up in their face. Like,
well, I mean, not only that,
but that's how Jack talks to people when he thinks that he, needs to know, and he deserves to fucking know everybody's business.
Are you saying he's a close talker?
No,
but he just, he feels like he's so righteous.
He is righteous.
That I deserve to have the answers. How dare you withhold them from me? Give them to me now.
Yeah, he does act like that. You're right.
Yeah,
it's obnoxious, honestly.
How else could he know how to fix things?
Well,
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. The first time that I watched the show, I loved Jack. And this time I'm like, you're kind of a dick. You're very entitled.
Yeah, he is. He is.
My first time through,
but you know what? You can say the same about Kate. I mean, if you really just step back and look at her story and everything that she does.
She's garbage.
It's kind of like, wow, lady. But, as a character, I love her then, I love her now.
I can too.
Yeah, well.
Not just because she's Kate, but because that guy kind of deserved what happened.
Like,
fucking
forgive her all over her tits.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Damn.
Are we going to get there?
I wish.
Okay. I was referring to Derek's comment.
Oh, yeah. So out of sync there. That's next episode. Oops.
I didn't even hear what he said. I was thinking about dirty stuff. What did you say, Derek?
I said you have to cut it probably, but I just said that, what her father did she deserved what he got, what she did.
Oh,
yeah,
I see. Wrong episode.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I said, we'll get there. And you guys were talking about coming all over her.
Yeah, exactly.
My
mind was actually not in the gutter for once.
Right.
Yeah. I'm still there, actually. Give me a second. Hey, Ben.
Yeah, babe?
Got any special occasions coming up that you need a card for?
Is this a trick question?
No, it's an advertisement.
Is this about barbcards.com again?
Bingo.
So I suppose you're going to remind me that each handmade card is only $1.50.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't come with busy backgrounds or flowery poetry?
You got it. Barbcards.com offers to-the-point communication within several different categories, including our favorite, potty mouth. And if you can't find what you want, barbcards.com can do customizations.
Can I still get all of my cards for no more than $4 shipping, no matter the size of the order?
You know it. Barbcards.com has got all you need. Hey, Ben.
Oh my God, what are we selling now?
Merch.
Our merch?
Yes, sir. Shirts, coffee mugs, wine tumblers, bottle openers, stickers, magnets, and more. Your choice of product and your choice of Space Bear Media graphic from any of our podcasts.
Please tell me we're not making merch now, too.
Of course not. We'll stick to podcasts, and Pixis products will do the rest.
Thank God. I bet you have more to say, though.
Sure do. Pixis Products is a small business run by a local mom, well, local to us anyway, who needed something else to do besides being a snack bitch.
A what?
A snack bitch, also known as a mom with a young child.
There's still more, isn't there?
Yepers! Pixis Products works with other small businesses for supplies, art, and other collaborations at every opportunity, including ours. In fact, Pixis Products even gave Space Bear Media our own storefront on their site. You can find us at shopspacebear.com.
Say what?
You heard me. Go to shopspacebear.com and buy something. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Please.
Okay.
The dog says yes.
Oh my God.
Right,
Anywho's, Locke is trying to convince Jack that Mr. Echo is not the enemy. And he's like using the evidence that he did bring Sawyer back here to you. But Jack is
That's
being,
probably why
like
he's
said,
pissed. He's like, oh, damn it. I thought I was going to get Kate. And now this fucking
guy?
hick is back.
Yeah, this
Oh my
fucking
God.
redneck is back.
That's too funny. So
We got Mr. Echo in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Mr. Echo
Nice.
is like reluctant. Like he doesn't want to say anything. He doesn't want to tell Jack where they are because, he's seen the room full of guns. Well, Son and Michael show up. Michael says, "We got a problem, man." And they start loading guns. Mr. Echo is like trying to get them to stop. He says it was an accident. And then he says Anna Lucia didn't mean it. And Jack is like stunned because obviously he realizes that's the woman he met in the airport who was sucking her fingers at him.
Yes.
And
drinking tequila and tonic, which we now know is not
42F.
really a thing.
Well, and it's all, it is a thing. The tequila and tonic is the thing that set Christy off down the hatred spiral.
Yeah,
but
seriously.
So anywho, I wonder how many times I've said anywho in this fucking episode.
A lot.
I've been counting 16 times.
That's not true. But thank you for picking the number 16.
Okay, 15 then.
Yeah.
Just meant because it was one of the numbers.
I understand that.
All right. So Jack is stunned. Mr. Echo says he'll take Jack to find Anna, but it has to be just the two of them, and there have to be no guns. And Jack agrees. I guess he kind of calms down because he realizes it's Anna Lucia. I don't know. Christy, what's up?
Before that happens, when Locke is saying, Echo is not the enemy, he did bring Sawyer back.
Yeah.
Echo says, anything I say will only make you angry.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to sit here.
And we know
Not
that he
for
is
40 days.
right. Like he's practiced in silence. He's okay with not saying anything. Yeah.
I think one of the other things. Is like he's all right going out there without guns with Anna Lucia because he knows he's not going to get Kate now, and he wants a girlfriend. He knows she's hot.
Yeah. And she already sucked her fingers at him.
Yeah,
Ew.
and
Right.
she already did us all a service and killed Shannon. I mean, to me, she's batting 1,000 here.
You know
fucking
what?
great.
Yeah.
No, because by this point, I was liking Shannon because
I was too.
Saeed
She
was
was finally
falling in
coming
love with
around.
her. She was finally not being worthless anymore. And then fucking Anna Lucia had to come along and kill her.
She was leading Saeed down a dark path of worthlessness.
You guys
Yeah.
are never going to
Just
agree on
no
that.
idea.
Ben is like, no.
We will never know.
No more
Okay.
radios. No more.
Yep, no more radios. just romantic things on the beach, like romantic beach and rope
Dinner
play.
and
I
that
mean,
little-
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Role play.
Anna is sitting with her gun. She's
I
popping
thought
the
you were going to
magazine
say
in and
Anna
out.
who.
Yeah, me too. Anna.
She asks Saeed where he's from, and she wants to know if he has any kids. He tells her that he's from Iraq. He has no children, and then asks her if she has any. She tells him no. He asks her then if she's going to kill him. Should I? She asks. Saeed tells her that almost 40 days ago, he tied a man to a tree and tortured him, and he has done this to many other men. He says, yeah, maybe she should kill him. She gets up and tells him that she is a cop, or that she was a cop. She continues with a story about how she and her partner were the first to respond to a burglary call. She said she caught the burglar, but he pleaded with her that she had the wrong guy. Something about he said he was a student and wanted to get his ID from his wallet to prove that to her. So she let him.
Okay, so you're a student. Don't you just show him your driver's license? Does it matter that you're a fucking student?
Right.
Like, does he get to
did they
pull out
say
his
that
community college card? Like, what the?
Yes.
Do
I just
students
wonder.
not do drugs anymore?
Did they say anything about was it at a university or something? Like there was a burglary in a
No,
just
they
said
said he was
dorm
coming out of
room?
a house.
Yeah, he's just a
He was
student.
coming out of a house.
Yeah, students
Yeah, that's
steal
weird.
things.
Was
Yeah.
he caught with maybe he was caught with a backpack, and that's why he said student. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. That is weird. Anyways, the guy grabs his fucking gun and shoots her 4 times in the abdomen with hollow point bullets. That definitely did not go through. But so she said that when she hit the ground, she thought she was dead, and then she very disturbingly says, "I feel dead."
I can
So-
imagine though, even if the bullets didn't go through, taking a bullet in the chest is like getting hit with a sledgehammer. Like if you're
That's what I've
wearing
heard.
if you're wearing a bulletproof vest, like you got to imagine, it's a very like the weight of that bullet isn't a lot, but the velocity it's going. It's like
the kinetic energy is insane.
Getting hit multiple times with a sledgehammer in the chest, that could make you miscarry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. That's yeah. It's not that the bullet had to go into her body, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It can do so much damage. Have you ever broken a rib? That shit hurts.
I haven't.
No. I have not.
I think we talked about this before about having not we always talked about not having broken bones, and you said that, Derek, and we're like, well, your skull is a bone.
Yeah, I forget about that bone.
Yeah.
I broke a rib doing laundry once.
No. What?
How?
What kind of fucking laundry do you do? Like, what are you talking about?
Or what are you doing in the laundry?
Did you like get in the dryer? Like, what are you talking about?
Hey, babe, I pulled my back. I threw my back out wiping my ass the other day. So,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's like a reaching and twisting motion. What the hell were you doing? Like, how do you break a fucking rib doing laundry? That reminds me. I need to put the laundry in the dryer.
The washer was off balance, and rather than opening it and rearranging things, I grabbed the back of it, I laid my body down on top of it, and I lifted my feet up, thinking my weight will keep it.
You got on the washer. What? Oh,
you sat on the washer.
God.
Chest first down on the washer, and then I heard something go pop. And I felt the pain. And the next day I went to urgent care. And it was inconclusive as to whether or not it was actually broken. But I'm pretty sure it was actually broken.
So you had to, and there's nothing you can do. It just has to heal.
No, it was excruciating for weeks afterwards.
It probably was.
Everything was
you have
painful.
to do that whole breathing thing, which is sort of a,
Yeah, that can be painful too.
You have to change
Yeah.
I broke someone's rib once.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, no, it wasn't.
In
really. It was after my... No. No. You're going to feel bad when you hear this story now. No, it was when after I had a second surgery on my foot and I was married to my second husband and I was on crutches and he pushed me down the stairs while I was on crutches. And then as he came down the stairs, I hit him with one of the crutches and I broke his rib.
Good.
And that's what happened.
Nice. Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Should hit him in the nuts, too.
That's very reminiscent. Like you're kind of, that was kind of an Ana Lucia move.
No.
Well, I was attacked first, though. I mean, like that's.
Yeah.
So was she.
Well, right, but her self-defense came 5 fucking months later. I was
Which
in the
not
moment.
Self-defense. That's revenge.
I'm like literally
that's
laying.
Not a bad thing
yeah, with your. You people in your linear view of time.
Right.
Oh my God.
Time is a flat circle.
Flat circle.
Exactly.
No, I was literally just laying at the bottom of the stairs and I couldn't stand up because I wasn't allowed to put weight on my foot. And the only defense I had was the crutch. So I used the crutch to defend myself and broke a rib.
Nice.
Not mine. I mean, it's not really. I mean, that's really fucking horrible, actually. But it happened. Fuck, we're off track.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, that was a little tangent.
Yeah, so, anyways.
Oh my God, you've done it again. Okay, now it's definitely 16.
Yes. Well, she started anywho, but went any raise.
Any raise.
Yeah.
Saeed asks her what happened to the man who shot her, and we just get, one of those silent stare moments. And then we're in flashback number 5. So, Ana Lucia sitting at a bar having a drink. She is watching the man her mother had previously had in custody. He's like playing pool or something. He leaves and she follows him outside into an alleyway. "Hey, Jason," she says. As he turns to face her, he kind of questions whether or not he knows her. And Anna says, "I was pregnant," and shoots him 3 times in the chest. He goes down. She walks up to his body and fucking shoots him 3 more times.
Yeah, buddy. Coup de grace.
We're back to the same.
3 shots in the chest from that distance. That's not bad. She should play golf.
Yeah.
Well, and we saw her at the shooting range. She's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference between shooting something at the shooting range and fucking killing somebody in a parking garage. I mean, if you're really steady doing that, you've got some. You probably need to go to therapy.
She was just playing 3 holes.
I don't know. Honestly, if I ever got a chance to, get away with it with the people that attacked me, I wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
Not because they were going to kill me. That was her whole intention.
Yeah.
Well, especially.
Yeah.
You guys, and I'm pretty sure we've mentioned it in previous episodes, but yeah, if you want to go to Zero Shame Stories, find Derek's episode. It's called They Stole Me Up and Beat My Car.
They sold me up?
They stole me up and beat my car.
They fucking sold me up.
It's called They Beat Me Up and Stole My Car.
Wow.
Oh God.
Yeah, I didn't have any needles or thread with me.
Okay. I think we should probably preface. We should probably just excuse ourselves right now. We're recording this on a Friday night, and I think everyone's been drinking a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, we had some last minute schedule changes, and instead of doing this at a time where we're somewhat sober, it's all on a Friday night, and I think we're wasted.
Well, and that's why my beagle is yelling, because she is downstairs, locked down the stairs with the other dogs, rather than up in her fluffy bed where she wants to be. And she keeps screaming at me.
Yeah. So if you've been listening to this podcast and looking around because you think there's some weird sort of noise in your neighborhood somewhere, no, it's coming from your headphones.
Yeah,
it's the beagle. All right. So anyways, Ana Lucia guns this motherfucker down. And then we go back right to the same moment. And Saeed asks again what happened. And she says, nothing. They never found him.
Liar.
She then, of course, picks up a huge bladed weapon and walks towards Saeed. And
he actually looks nervous there for a bit.
He does, yeah. And then she cuts him free. Drops both the weapon and the gun. Go ahead, Ben.
This is one of those. I guess this is one of those things they do that they think it builds tension or whatever. Oh, I'm going to kill you. We all know she's not going to do it.
No.
I honestly think it would be really, really more intense if she just goes behind him and you hear breathing while she unties him. To me, that's way more, then she just goes up and they're like, oh, let's. She's going to chop his head off.
Slit your throat.
No, she's not.
Yeah, it's kind of corny. Yeah, because
really
if she really was going to kill him, then she would have just shot him, not walked over there and grabbed a big weapon and whatever.
Yeah. Or got behind him like she was going to be untying him, and all of a sudden Garrett around his throat,
or slit
something.
His throat.
Yeah,
Christy, you do have a good point. Not wasting bullets. If you already have somebody tied up, you could easily just slit their throat. So I guess that makes sense.
Or you could just leave them there and let them die slowly. Yeah.
Right. She instead cuts him free, drops both weapons on the ground, and tells Saeed to kill her because she deserves it. And Saeed,
Christy would agree.
Saeed says, "Actually, Ben, you're a better Saeed than me. Do you have my timeline open? Can you read the line?"
Let's see. What good would it be to kill you if we're both already dead?
Well done.
Yes.
Yeah. He totally
but
says
again,
that.
With the whole "we're all dead" stuff.
Yeah.
That's a common theme on the island.
So that's it. Right. So, not only does that go into the overall themes of the show and the whole, theory of purgatory and are they dead and that kind of thing, which we'll dive more into when we get to the end of this season. But to me, the way I read it is this is a super fucking intense moment between these two people who have been through so much trauma that they just feel hollow and dead inside, and they're kind of recognizing that in each other. And I thought that was intense moment from my point of view.
Yeah.
We cut over to Sawyer, who is writhing in pain in the bottom bunk of the bunk beds in the hatch. Kate is by his side. She's telling him that he'll be okay. And she says, "You're home." Michael walks up the beach to the camp. Vincent sees him and runs up to greet him. We're getting another one of these little music montage kind of endings.
I love these.
Charlie is playing his guitar as Jin, Libby, and Bernard come walking out of the jungle. Everyone runs up to them. They're giving Jin hugs. And then it happens.
Oh my God.
I'm crying and I'm crying. Bernard and Rose see each other for the first time and they embrace after 48 days apart. And then, if I'm not crying enough, Jin sees Sun. She's washing clothes. She looks at him, looks back to the clothes. It doesn't register at first. And then she looks again and he run towards her and they embrace. And it's just like, oh my God, the reunions. Look, I just made Christy cry again. It's such an end. I mean, you're just like, oh my God, Rose was right.
Yeah,
and there's
I rarely
Bernard.
get dust in my eye during TV shows, but this scene really did.
Did
This
it
is a great
get you?
scene. Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted when Bernard and Rose came back. I just wish he would have said "Where's my candy bar? Sweet cheeks or something."
Oh my God.
Sweet.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, after the scene that made us all cry, we get a couple more seconds of episode 8. Jack and Mr. Eppo. Hui! Mr. Echo. Christy's yawning.
Echo.
It's Friday night. She's ready for bed. Okay, so Jack and Mr. Echo, come upon Saeed in the jungle. He is carrying Shannon's body back to camp. Anna follows about 15 feet behind him. She sees Jack. She recognizes him. They stare at each other, and we get this wide shot of the jungle, one of them on either side, just looking at each other.
But he doesn't suck her fingers.
Collision.
That's the end of the episode. Lost title screen, everything to black. What do we think? Do we like episode 8?
I loved episode 8.
Yes, it was a really good episode.
Yeah.
Are you ready for some fun facts?
Yes, please.
So that very brief scene of Locke, he is doing his crossword puzzle. And the question was, who is Enkito's friend? And he is writing in the word Gilgamesh. And it's a reference to the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is an epic poem from ancient Mesopotamia, which we now know today as Iraq, Kuwait, Turkey, Syria. It is regarded as the earliest surviving notable literature and the second oldest religious text after the pyramid text, which were carved into the walls of a pyramid, obviously. The Epic of Gilgamesh is written on 12 separate tablets. So we are going to talk about, or I'm going to tell you the story, the Epic of Gilgamesh, not the whole 12 tablets because that would be fucking insane. But I read a few summaries of this and I summarized the summaries. So
Is
get
this
ready.
Where we learn about Gozar the Gozerian?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm the keymaster.
But strap in because this is a wild ride.
I think that was Sumerian, not Mesopotamian.
That was Sumerian, yeah.
Oh my God, we're having two different conversations, and one of them involved a strap-on, but I'm just going to keep going. So,
what?
They were in that one.
Okay, so this is when they call it an epic. It's an epic. Here's why. Very abridged version. Gilgamesh is the king of Uruk, I guess, which maybe is where the Uruk-hai come from. I don't know. Yeah, so Gilgamesh is 2/3 god and 1/3 man. He was a tyrant known for raping women and like raping people's wives too, if anyone he wanted, and he would force all of his subjects into labor. So the gods saw this and they were displeased and came up with a plan For some reason, they decided to create a wild man. And this man was named Enkidu, and he was to befriend Gilgamesh, I guess sort of in an attempt to distract him. So Enkidu is a beast, and he would breastfeed from wild animals. Gilgamesh meets him in the forest. They become like instant friends, and Enkidu is taken into the civilized world. After he fucks human women, the animals of the forest reject him and will no longer let him breastfeed. So it gets
sounds like he's trading up.
So Gilgamesh and Enkidu decide to go on an adventure together. And the adventure that they decide is to cut down trees from a forest that's forbidden to mortals. In order to cut down the trees, they have to fight and kill this monster. And they do that. They go back to the town of Uruk. And because their adventure was successful, Gilgamesh is propositioned by Ishtar, the goddess of love. He rejects her, so she gets her father, Anu, the god of the sky, to send the bull of heaven to bring 7 years of famine to Uruk. But Gilgamesh and Enkidu wrestle and kill the bull. This angers the gods, who sentence Enkidu to death. Gilgamesh is so overcome with grief that he decides he must become immortal. He just cannot deal with any more death. So he sets off into the wilderness, determined to find, and I'm not even sure I know how to pronounce this, Utnapishtim, who is like the equivalent, is the Mesopotamian Noah, so to speak, because all cultures have a flood story. Noah's is not unique. I hate to fucking tell you. But he travels to the twin-peaked mountain called Mashu, where he talks to 2 scorpion monsters who guard a tunnel into letting him pass into the tunnel. On the other side is a garden by the sea where he takes a boat through the waters of death to meet this Utnapishtim. So this character tells Gilgamesh the story of the flood and how the gods met in council and decided to destroy humankind. And so they told this guy to build a gigantic boat in which his family and the seed of every living creature were kept safe. When the waters finally receded, because he did what the gods told him to, they gave him immortality. So he tells him that essentially, when the waters receded and he had done what he was told, the gods were happy and made him immortal. He challenges Gilgamesh to stay awake for a week, and if he can stay awake from a week, he will also be immortal. Gilgamesh instantly falls asleep, and
he's like, "Fuck that! I'm tired."
These the old epics are wild. The storytelling is fascinating, but so he just basically falls asleep and then decides to go home. But before going home,
Hey guys, I'm going home.
Basically,
Jesus Christ.
So before he goes home, Utnapishtim's wife tells Gilgamesh of a plant that restores youth. So he finds the plant and takes it with him. But on the journey home, a snake steals the plant, and as it slithers away, it sheds its skin and is young again. So Gilgamesh, it's so fucking wild. So Gilgamesh returns home and accepts his mortality and decides that the great city that he built will be his eternal legacy. The end.
That was
the abridged version?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
You know, what that sounds like to me is it's Peter Griffin's version of The King and I. I'm just going to go out there. I realize that this was a long time ago. That's a stupid fucking story.
So that's the thing. Like, have you ever read some of the old epics? They're just these wild ass stories about encounters with monsters and gods and, all kinds of fucking shit.
Yeah.
And flood stories and,
Yeah, and see, the young earthers believe the flood is true because of all these other stories have a flood in it.
Okay, so this is really... Yeah. This is weird.
I think what it's like they try to get everything into one story. Like, I feel like you could have broken it up in like 15 different stories, but they're like, hey, man, we've only got 12 tablets. We got to get it all on this motherfucker.
That's true. Tablets are hard to come by.
That's true.
It's funny that you mentioned the flat earther, Derek.
Young Earthers.
Or I didn't mean flat. Sorry. Excuse me, young Earthers, because the ex-husband who pushed me down the stairs was a young Earth creationist, and he told me that the world, that Pangea was Pangea until the flood, and when the water burst from under the land to flood the planet, it broke the continents apart, and that's how we have the continents today. And
the ones that I was with, I went to a private
and he genuinely
Baptist school.
believed that. By the way, he honestly believed that. Yeah, but sorry,
these people believe the Earth was covered by ice, and we lived to 1,000 years, like Methuselah and all of those people. The UV radiation that come through the sky was pink, and the flood was caused by God melting the ice around the planet.
Where the fuck do these people come up with this shit?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. According to flat earthers, we basically live in God's snow globe. So.
Well, that's also in the Bible. It's on pillars and has a firmament.
He needs to shake it and see what happens.
Yeah. Apparently, if you read the book of Genesis, you'll understand. And I'm like, well, that's reason enough for me not to read it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I read it. I mean, the whole Bible. It's just a bunch of stories.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's just exactly. And it's got its own
a lot
flood
of murder
story,
and killing and blood shed,
genocide, rape, all kinds of insane shit in there.
I'd rather just read some Anne Rice, to be honest.
Yeah. Stephen King for me.
That too. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I love both of them. Shall we do some best and worst moments?
Please.
Yeah, back to Lost.
Christy, how about yours?
Best moments were the reunions at the end. I mean, Rose and Bernard, Sun and Jin, and even Michael and Vincent. All the reunions are always a great moment for me. I love that feeling that you get from that. But yeah, Rose and Bernard's was my favorite. Worst moment, the look on Saeed's face when Jack came upon Saeed holding Shannon's body.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a tough moment. Derek, how about you?
Yeah, my best moment was the same as Christie's. There was a lot of dust in the air in my house that night. It was good. And for me, the worst moment was just Anna going nuts on the guy with the TV, just, pulling a gun for no reason. And I know there is a reason for it because of the baby crying, but, in light of what's been going on with the police lately.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I think I have something about that in my final impressions. It's like, I don't think this episode or this character would fly today. It would just be so much more offensive. Not that police weren't killing people in 2004, but just, the climate that we've had here in the last few years. My best moment, same. Rose and Bernard, all the people being reunited. I did have a close second, and I liked when Michael called Anna's bluff that she wasn't going to shoot him.
Yeah,
that was good.
My worst moment was when Anna Lucia just cold blood fucking murdered somebody.
I liked that scene.
I liked
it
too.
You like that scene?
Yeah.
So
maybe because my experience
torn.
with violence.
Yeah.
Well,
or being a victim of a violent crime.
A victim of violence. Yeah, I can understand that. I guess so. From my perspective, what I related to was her losing a baby because I've also had a miscarriage, not from bullets, but and so I get angry at her. She's my worst moment. She's my worst character, and she's my kill this week. Just because the fact that she took that grief and used it to murder somebody, I just can't. I can't deal with that. I can't abide by that. Anyways, Ben, what about your best and worst moments, babe?
Bernard and Rose reuniting was obviously that's a great moment. But my other one, just because I like the way, this was called Collision. It's the very last scene where Jack and Anna Lucy are staring at each other in that wide shot.
Yeah.
I just
shot
love
is
that.
Amazing.
Yep.
The worst moment was similar to Derek, except it wasn't when she was going bang bang crazy on the guy with the TV. It was when she was going bang bang crazy with everyone in the jungle, where she was just pointing the gun at everybody, and you could tell she was just completely fucking out of control. So, yeah, that was my least favorite.
PTSD and guns are never a good combination.
Not a good mix.
Ben, you want to give us your best characters too?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, my favorite was Mr. Echo for obvious reasons. My worst was Ana Lucia, and my second worst was Libby. Just because, like, again, the way that she basically put it on Ana Lucia, like she was the one who made all those decisions while she was egging her on, that really pissed me off. I didn't have a kill in this one. I just had a fuck, and that was Kate.
I had similar stuff to you, or my worst characters at least. I didn't even have a third worst. I just had Ana Lucia and I had Libby because of that shit that she pulled. We've already discussed. Mr. Echo, the best. He just is the best. I also had my second and third best characters were Michael and Bernard. Just sort of the way they handled themselves in the scene or situation with Ana Lucia. So I'm gonna have a threesome. I'm gonna fuck Jack and Kate. I'm gonna let them play three holes, and I think I already mentioned I killed Ana Lucia. So, Christy, what are your rankings?
So I agree with you as far as Echo, Michael, Bernard being the top three. My bottom, I also don't have a third bottom. But my top two are Anna and Jason McCormick, the guy who she killed.
The actual criminal.
The guy who shot her first. And then I'm fucking Abraham and I'm killing Anna.
All right.
You
Derek.
liked Abraham, huh?
I do. I mean, we're both gingers.
My best is the same as the last two, Mr. Echo, Michael, and Bernard. And
interesting.
The worst is Ana Lucia. I put Jason as number 2 because he's just a piece of shit, and then I put Libby for number 3, third worst.
All similar.
That crap. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna fuck Kate, and I'm gonna kill Ana Lucia.
All right. Ben.
Yeah.
Could you
want me to do
update us on the power rankings? Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah. We got Mr. Echo. He's just soaring. He's at 76 points. There's nobody.
Wow.
Actually, I say nobody. Kate has exactly half his score at 38.
Wow.
And then
he really has just run the fuck away with it.
Yeah. And then we've got actually Michael breaking into third place, dislodging the Hurley and Helen duo. So,
that's fascinating because in season 1, he was part of the bottom 3 for most of the season. And now he's in the top. Look at that. All right.
The bottom hasn't changed all that much. We've still got Randy Douchebag Nations and Mr. Cooper. But now tied with Susan, we have Ana Lucia.
Wow.
It's about fucking time.
Yep. Christy, I knew she'd be happy.
Christy, do you want to give us your final impressions on Ana Lucia?
I just love this episode so much. It was an important episode. So many important things happened. I loved learning about Echo and his need to just do the right thing. I'm super excited that the two groups have finally merged. I feel like I'm watching like Survivor.
They have
I
the
love
torches.
all the reunions. Yeah, they do. I love everything about this episode except for Ana Lucia.
Ben?
It was a great episode. It's nice to see the groups coming together. I like a lot of what they, a lot of things that they sort of played with, her and her sort of projection and the way that caused her to act. I just thought it was a really good episode. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did write down in my notes here, wow, she's a murderous cop. Not sure that storyline would fly today. That was my biggest takeaway from the episode, to tell you the truth. I didn't feel like it forwarded the plot too much. It was so stationary. Everything kind of happened right in that one area.
But the reunion.
Definitely. Okay. Yes, that's what I was getting to. Right. And so, right, like it's good to know Ana Lucia is a cop. It's definitely an interesting fact, and that she's a murderous one. But what I wrote down was, didn't forward the plot much, but loved the reunions. That's the biggest thing, those moments at the end. And it just like opens the storyline up like, oh my gosh, okay, they're back. Do we get to learn about Rose and Bernard? We're going to get more Sun and Jin. And Derek. Final impressions, lasting questions.
Yes, I thought this was a really good episode as well. We find out about Ana Lucia's past of being a cop, murdering one. And it kind of explains why she's kind of leading the group, is really bad with guns, waving it all around. And then the two groups of survivors are finally reunited at the end, which is really nice. And there really weren't too many questions in this episode. The only one I kind of had was, did Ana ever get in trouble for killing Jason in the parking lot?
Oh, right. Okay. So like, how'd she get to Australia? Maybe she's on the run too in Australia.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So next week, I think I said earlier that next week we would be talking about Mr. Echo, but that is a lie. Because next week is episode 9. It's what Kate did.
Which answers one of my questions.
Yeah. Ben is going to give that episode to us. Very obviously, we are finally going to find out what Kate did. And how about you join us then next week? Bye.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Catch you later. Lost in My 40s is a Space Bear Media production. Executive produced and edited by me, Lacy J. Sound engineering, editing, and original music by Benjamin Trimp. Like and follow Lost in My 40s on Facebook to interact with your hosts. Plus, follow Space Bear Media on YouTube to watch our episode pre-shows. You can also find us at @SpaceBear_media on Instagram and Twitter. Or come to our website, spacebearmedia.com.